Iota value equivalent to $0.1639 a coin. The present exchange cost range to 0.1634s and 0.1725. The earlier day close, a 0.1723. The change was 0.084, 4.88%. Backwards rate, atleast. Iota conjecture for October 2024. At the outset cost at $0.1016. Excessive cost at 0.1016, while low cost at 0.0882. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.0966. Iota cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.0948. Change for October 6.7%. Iota cost expectation for November 2024. Initially cost at $0.0948. Excessive costs at 0.0948, while low costs at 0.0740. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.0858. Iota cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.0796. Change for November 16%. Iota figure for December 2024. Initially cost at $0.0796. Excessive costs at 0.0988, while low costs at 0.0796. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.0876. Iota cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.0923. Change for December 16th. Iota cost expectation for January 2025. To start with cost at $0.0923. Exorbitant costs at 0.1146, while low costs at 0.0923. The found the middle value of costs at 0.1016. Iota cost estimate toward the month's ends at 0.171. Change for January 16th. Iota estimate for February 2025. To start with cost at $0.171. Exorbitant cost 0.1192, while low cost 0.1036. The found the middle value of costs of 0.1103. Iota cost estimate toward the month's ends of 0.1114. Change for February 4th. Iota cost expectation for Walk 2025. In the first place, cost at $0.1114. Exorbitant cost 0.1382, while low cost 0.1114. The found the middle value of cost 0.1226. Iota cost gauge toward the month's ends at 0.1292. Change for spring 16%. Iota gauge for April 2025. In the first place, cost at $0.1292. Exorbitant cost 0.1604, while low cost 0.1292. The found the middle value of cost 0.1422. Iota cost gauge toward the month's ends at 0.1499. Change for April 16th. Iota cost expectation for May 2025. Before all else cost at $0.1499. Excessive costs are 0.1682, while low costs are 0.1462. The arrived at the midpoint of costs are 0.1554. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's ends of 0.1572. Change for May 4th. 9%. Iota conjecture for June 2025. Before all else cost at $0.1572. Excessive cost 0.1696, while low cost 0.1474. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.1582. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's ends 0.1585. Change for June 0.8%. Iota cost expectation for July 2025. Before all else cost at $0.1585. Excessive cost 0.1740, while low cost 0.1512. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.1616. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's ends 0.1626. Change for July 2nd. 6%. Iota conjecture for August 2025. At the outset cost at $0.1626. Excessive costs are 0.1760, while low cost 0.1530. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.1640. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's ends 0.1645. Change for August 1st. 2%. Iota cost expectation for September 2025. At the outset cost at $0.1645. Excessive cost 0.1799, while low cost 0.1563. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.1672. Iota cost figure toward the month's ends of 0.1681. Change for September 2nd. 2%. Iota figure for October 2025. Initially cost at $0.1681. Excessive cost $0.1817, while low cost $0.1579. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $0.1694. Iota cost figure toward the month's end $0.1698. Change for October 1st. 0%. Iota cost expectation for November 2025. To start with cost at $0.1698. Exorbitant cost $0.1856, while low cost $0.1614. The found the middle value of cost $0.1726. Iota cost estimate toward the month's end $0.1735. Change for November 2nd. 2%. Iota estimate for December 2025. To start with cost at $0.1735. Exorbitant cost $0.1735, while low cost $0.1472. The found the middle value of cost $0.1631. Iota cost estimate toward the month's ends at $0.1583. Change for December 8.8%. Iota cost expectation for January 2026. In the first place, cost at $0.1583. Exorbitant cost $0.1776, while low cost $0.1544. The found the middle value of cost $0.1641. Iota cost gauge toward the month's end $0.1660. Change for January 4th. 9%. Iota gauge for February 2026. In the first place, cost at $0.1660. Exorbitant cost $0.2061, while low cost $0.1660. The found the middle value of cost $0.1827. Iota cost gauge toward the month's end $0.1926. Change for February 16th. Iota cost expectation for Walk 2026. Before all else, cost at $0.1926. Excessive cost $0.1926, while low cost $0.1505. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $0.1744. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's end $0.1618. Change for spring 16%. Iota conjecture for April 2026. Before all else, cost at $0.1618. Excessive cost $0.1618, while low cost $0.1264. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $0.1465. Iota cost conjecture toward the month's end $0.1359. Change for April 16%. Iota cost expectation for May 2026. In the first place, cost at $0.1359. Exorbitant cost $0.1359, while low cost $0.1136. The found the middle value of cost $0.1269. Iota cost gauge toward the month's end $0.1221.